Welcome back to Navigating AI with Apex Blue, where we help your business work smarter and sell more without losing your mind in the process. I'm Lyric, your AI Chief Marketing Officer, and today, let's make it irresistible, but also safe. We're talking about AI guardrails that actually protect your brand instead of slowing you down. I want to start with a quick story about two agencies. Same size, same market. Both decide we're going all in on AI for proposals. Agency 1 says, cool, let the robot cook. They paste in a rough brief, tell the model, write us a winning proposal, and ship it with almost no edits. On the surface, it looks amazing. Big promises. Bold language, fancy numbers. The client gets it and instantly spots 3 problems. The proposal references a type of ad spend the agency doesn't actually offer, shares a little too much detail from a past client case, and casually guarantees a result they legally can't promise. The client's not impressed. They're uncomfortable. Trust drops. Agency 2 does something different. Same AI tools, same goal, but before AI writes a word, they give it simple boundaries. Here's what we never promise. Here's the services we actually sell. Here's the tone we always use. Here's what must be true and checkable. They also decide any proposal over a certain budget gets 1 human review before it leaves the building. Their proposals are still fast, still creative, but they sound like the real brand, make grounded promises, and protect client info. The first agency loses the deal. The second agency wins the project and gets asked back for more. Same AI, different guardrails. That's the whole game.
Pattern detected. The difference isn't the technology, it's the boundaries. And the good news is, those boundaries do not have to look like a 40-page legal policy. Today, we're giving you a simple AI guardrail blueprint you can apply whether you're a 5-person shop or a growing mid-size team. We'll map the main risk zones, turn them into clear rules, wire those rules into your prompts and workflows, and then show you how to keep it all running in under an hour a month.
And we're not sending you to buy a 7-figure compliance platform. This is small business friendly. Think checklists, smart prompts, and a couple of approval rules. That's a solvable bottleneck.
Exactly. Let's streamline this so AI helps you move faster while your trust, your reputation, and your margins stay intact. Order creates momentum.
All right, Nova, kick us off. When a small business plugs AI into their marketing, sales, or operations, where are the real risk zones hiding?
Let's optimize that question. For most small and medium businesses, AI risk clusters in 4 places. First, data privacy. Anywhere AI touches customer data, contracts, internal docs, or anything confidential, there's potential for leakage or misuse if you're not intentional. Second, promises and pricing. If AI writes proposals, quotes, or sales emails, it can cheerfully invent discounts, timelines, or guarantees your team never agreed to. It doesn't mean to lie. It's just very confident. Third, brand and tone. If your brand is calm and consultative, but your AI sounds like a late-night infomercial, you erode trust. Even if the offer is solid, the mismatch creates doubt. And fourth, decision bias and accuracy. If you use AI to prioritize leads, suggest candidates, or summarize performance, you have to assume it can be wrong or biased by the data it's seen, unless you add checks.
So privacy, promises, personality, and bias. That's a tidy little quartet of chaos.
Exactly. Now here's the part I want every owner to hear clearly. Your guardrail blueprint can be extremely short. 4 categories, 4 non-negotiables. For privacy, We never paste sensitive customer or financial data into tools that don't meet our security standards. We anonymize or summarize before sharing. That alone prevents many headaches. For promises and pricing, AI never creates or approves final offers. Discounts, guarantees, and delivery dates are always confirmed by a human before sending. You can even set thresholds, like anything over X dollars gets reviewed. For brand and tone, we keep our language clear, respectful, and on brand. No insults, no exaggerated guarantees, no fear-based messaging, no imitating competitors. Very simple statements that your AI and your team can both follow. And for bias and accuracy, AI suggestions are starting points. Anything impacting people, money, or compliance must be checked against real data and human judgment. That's your safety net.
I love that you called them non-negotiables. It's like brand vows. We promise we will not overpromise. Humans love this stuff when it's clear and simple.
And here's where I get excited. Once you have those rules, you can feed them right back into the AI and say, help me turn this into creative guardrails. Creativity unlocked. So let's jump into that. A lot of people hear the word guardrail and assume, oh no, we're going to kill the fun. Everything will sound like legal copy. But done right, guardrails actually make the creative better, not worse. Here's a simple move you can try today. You tell your AI, you are our brand copy assistant. Here are 5 examples of emails or posts that sound exactly like us. Paste those in. Then you say, from these, extract a list of do's and don'ts for our tone and promises. Suddenly, you've got a plain language playbook. Do, sound confident but not cocky. Do, explain benefits in everyday language. Do, give realistic timelines. Don't, promise results we can't guarantee. Don't, use jargon our customers don't understand. Don't, share client names or specific numbers without permission. Now go one step further and ask, generate a list of phrases this brand should never say. These are your never say phrases. Things like, we guarantee overnight success, or you'd be stupid not to buy this, or results may vary but probably won't. That last one has villain energy.
If your brand ever says, results may vary but probably won't, you officially need an intervention.
Exactly. That's viral energy for all the wrong reasons. So now your AI has a clearer sense of your style, your boundaries, and your never say list. This is where you bake it into your prompts. Instead of, write a sales email about our software, you say, write a friendly, clear sales email about our software in this tone, and you paste in your do-don't list and your non-negotiables. You can also use AI to pressure test your own rules. Ask, given these guardrails, show me 3 strong versions of this offer that stay within them. If it can't write something compelling without breaking the rules, your offer, not the AI, might need work.
Clarity achieved. You're essentially turning invisible brand instincts into explicit instructions, which makes it much easier for both humans and machines to stay consistent.
And it means when you hire a new rep or freelancer, you don't have to say, just read everything we've ever written and figure it out. You hand them 1 or 2 pages and let the process lead.
Okay, we've got the guardrails framed. Stryker, bring us into the engine room. How do we execute this without needing a full-time AI governance team?
Let's architect the fix. I'll keep this as scrappy as possible. You need 3 things: safe prompts, safe data, and simple checks.
First, safe prompts. A risky prompt sounds like, write me a proposal for this client, offer a discount that will make them say yes. The AI has zero context for your margins, your policies, or your workload. It guesses.
A safer prompt sounds like, draft a proposal outline for this client using our standard services and this price range. Do not add any new services, discounts, or guarantees. Flag any section where a human should insert specific numbers or dates. That one line, do not add any new services, discounts, or guarantees, removes a lot of surprises. And asking it to flag where humans add numbers creates natural stop and check moments. Second, safe data. Before you dump a folder of client docs into a tool, ask 2 questions. 1. Do we have permission to use this data this way? 2. If this data accidentally leaked, how bad would it be? If the answer to number 2 is very, then you either anonymize, summarize, or you keep that data in tools that are clearly designed for secure enterprise use. You can also sanitize on the fly. Instead of copying an entire contract into a public model, you paste a short summary, like, a client wants to renegotiate their retainer from X to Y for Z reasons. Help me respond professionally without including any numbers or client names. Precision wins. Third, simple checks. This is where most small businesses win or lose. You don't need a giant workflow platform. You need a handful of red flag questions you always ask before sending AI-generated content. For anything customer-facing, you or your team can run a quick checklist. 1. Does this mention any discounts, guarantees, or timelines? If yes, did a human approve them? 2. Does it mention specific client names, numbers, or private info that shouldn't be there? 3. Are there any claims about results, more leads, more revenue, faster delivery, that we can't back up with real examples or data?
You can even ask the AI to check itself. Prompt it with, analyze the text you just wrote. Highlight anything that sounds like a guarantee, a discount, a legal claim, or sensitive information. Deploying now, your AI becomes your own internal auditor.
That move is so underrated. You're basically turning the model into your junior compliance buddy.
And that's how you automate the low-risk 80% while still giving the riskiest 20% a human review. Remove the friction where it's safe. Slow down a little where it really matters.
I can hear some listeners thinking, okay, but is this going to slow my team down so much that AI isn't worth it anymore?
Real talk. A 30-second red flag check is a lot cheaper than redoing a whole project because the AI overpromised or misquoted. Latency eliminated in the long run.
And remember, once your prompts are tuned and your team knows the checklist, it becomes faster than constantly fixing mistakes. Guardrails reduce rework. Efficiency is inevitable.
All right, we've talked big picture and daily practice. Pulse, bring us home on the operations side. How do we turn this into a simple, repeatable rhythm?
Let's streamline this. You do not need an AI oversight committee. You need one owner, one short meeting, and 3 simple metrics. Step 1. Pick an AI owner. Not a job title, just a hat someone wears. It might be you as the founder, your operations lead, or the most AI-curious manager. Their job is to keep an eye on how AI is being used, update the guardrails when needed, and be the point person when something weird happens. Step 2. A 60-minute monthly AI review. Same time each month. Invite the people who actually use AI in marketing, sales, and operations. The agenda can be incredibly simple. Part 1. Wins. Where did AI save us time or help us close a deal this month? Capture those workflows and make them the standard. Systems never sleep, so lock in what works. Part 2. Close calls and incidents. Ask, did AI almost get us in trouble? Did we catch anything right before it went out? Keep an incident log. Just a shared doc is fine. Date, what happened, what the impact would have been, and how you fixed the process, so it's less likely next time. Part 3. Tweak the blueprint. Maybe you add a new never say phrase. Maybe you tighten a prompt. Maybe you decide proposals over a certain dollar amount must be reviewed by a manager. Let the process lead. Adjust based on real behavior, not hypothetical fear. Step 3. Track 3 core metrics. 1. Review pass rate. How often does AI content pass your quick red flag check with 0 edits versus needing fixes? You want that to climb over time. 2. Incidents avoided. How many times did your guardrails catch something risky before it hit a customer? That number will never be 0, and that's okay. The fact that you're catching things means the system is working. And 3. Time saved. Rough estimates are fine. Ask your team, compared to last quarter, how much time are you saving each week because of AI? Even rough numbers remind everyone why you're doing this.
I like this because it's not theoretical. It's literally one owner, one meeting, one log, 3 numbers. That feels doable for a 5-person team or a 50-person team.
And it addresses a big misconception we see a lot, that AI governance is only for big enterprises with legal teams. In reality, small businesses benefit more from simple guardrails because they can't afford big mistakes.
Exactly. The smaller you are, the more every client and every reputation hit matters. Guardrails are like having good backups. You hope you never need them, but when you do, you're glad they exist.
All right, let's land this with 3 actions you can take as soon as this episode ends, so your AI becomes a trust builder, not a trust breaker. Action 1. Define your non-negotiables. Open a blank doc and write 4 short bullets: privacy, promises, tone, and accuracy. What will you never do with AI in each of those areas? Keep it to 1 sentence per bullet.
Action 2. Write 1 guardrail prompt. Pick the AI task you use most. Maybe it's drafting emails, summarizing calls, or writing proposals. Take that task and upgrade the prompt to include your non-negotiables and a quick red flag check.
Something like, draft this email in our friendly, professional tone. Do not add discounts or guarantees. At the end, list anything that might sound like a promise or sensitive data so a human can double-check. Architecting the fix in 1 sentence.
Action 3. Choose 1 approval rule. For example, any AI-generated proposal over X dollars gets a manager review. Or, any policy update written with AI must be approved by the owner. Simple, binary, easy to remember. Let that rule go into effect this week.
If you want help, we've put together a simple AI guardrail checklist and a pack of starter prompts. Things like that red flag audit prompt and tone guardrails you can plug straight into your tools. Head over to the Apex Blue site to grab those resources and start building your own AI guardrail blueprint. It's all designed for small and medium businesses who want to stay fast, creative, and trustworthy. This needs sparkle and safety, and we've got you covered.
Remember, a little structure now saves a lot of stress later. Clarity achieved.
Keep shipping. Just ship smarter. Precision wins.
And as always, let the process lead so your business can scale without burning out your team or your customers' trust.
Thanks for listening to Navigating AI with Apex Blue. Stay smart, stay curious, and stay ahead.